light without dark.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Doctor Who villains we want to return.
Coming, my son, coming!
Seal it and label it.
For this list, we'll be going over the various villains, antagonists, and creatures from Doctor Who that we'd love to see return in the modern series. If there's a Who villain you would have liked to have seen on our list, don't be shy and let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Sea Devils. While fans of the modern series may be familiar with the Silurians, ancient intelligent reptiles who lived on Earth in prehistoric times, they weren't the only sentient reptilians to call our planet home.
We shall destroy man and reclaim the planet.
Their cousins were the Sea Devils, aquatic reptilian humanoids who slumbered beneath the seas and arose to attack humans who inadvertently woke them up. The Doctor has precious few seagoing enemies, and the Sea Devils could lead to some interesting story possibilities. A commentary on ocean pollution seems a natural one, though a return to the distant past where their and the Silurian civilizations were still around would be a devilishly entertaining one too.
Is that true? Yes.
Number 9, the Celestial Toymaker.
Soon you'll discover whether or not you've got the sequence right.
A cosmic and malicious entity, the Celestial Toymaker is a tremendously powerful being with a surprising obsession: games. In his only on-screen appearance, he traps the First Doctor and his companions in his domain, forcing them to compete in games. If they lose, they become his playthings for all time. Despite numerous appearances in other Doctor Who media, the Toymaker has yet to be brought back to the show itself.
Throughout this game, you have spent a great deal of trouble in trying to break my concentration.
This is a shame, since the idea behind him has so much potential. There are so many potential games and contests the Toymaker could place the Doctor in. Plus, the Toymaker really is a perfect opponent for the Doctor, since neither of them relies on violence to achieve their goals.
Correct. That is the price of success.
Number 8, the Mara.
The legend tells that the Mara was not destroyed by the founders of the Federation, but only banished.
One of the most mysterious enemies the Doctor has faced, the Mara might be an individual or a collective consciousness. Either way, it/they tends to feed on conflict and chaos, both between people and within them, and tends to favor appearing in the form of a snake. The Mara is encountered by the Fifth Doctor and showed a particular interest in his companion Tegan, whom they possessed. The Mara's appearances are usually connected to mysticism, which could lead to an episode that's more abstract than most modern ones.
Look at me.
Number 7, the Rani.
Seal it and label it.
The Master isn't the only villainous Time Lord the Doctor has faced, or in this case, Time Lady. The Rani is a scientist first and foremost, engaging in experiments throughout time, usually aimed at altering the biology of various species.
He'll make contact with the other Lacertians and try to stir up trouble. So don't be taken in by his glib tongue.
However, unlike most good scientists, the Rani gives no thought towards morals or ethics in her research, often enslaving or killing others to achieve her ends. The Master has become a bit played out as of late, and the Rani offers a different sort of Time Lord opponent for the Doctor, with her villainy originating from her callousness rather than maliciousness.
The Doctor's well-being is in your hands now. Remember that.
Number 6, the Black Guardian.
You'll find me the most accommodating of partners.
Arguably one of the most powerful villains the Doctor has ever encountered, the Black Guardian is the personification of chaos in the Whoniverse. Locked in a cosmic struggle for supremacy with the White Guardian, the Black Guardian may not have attacked the Doctor directly, but his agents certainly have.
You are pathetic. I have watched your progress. You have had many opportunities to destroy the Doctor.
I can't kill him!
These even included one of the Doctor's own companions. The Black Guardian is also able to track the Doctor through time and space, which is something few of their foes can do. If he were to return, the Black Guardian could help broaden the cosmic scope of the new series. Perhaps his story would involve the hunt for another object of great power, like the Key of Time or Enlightenment, which he pursued before.
You will never destroy the light.
Others shall do it for me.
Number 5. Fenrik. Speaking of powerful villains, Fenrik is another foe whose evil and cunning proves a match for the Doctors.
Curse of Fenrik, passed down through generations.
Once sealed away by the Doctor, Fenrik is a powerful, malevolent being which is able to possess people, as well as influence events across time. In this way, he is able to engineer his return and battle will and wits with the Doctor with people's lives and worlds on the line. Who's to say he couldn't manage the same in the modern series?
For 17 centuries, I was trapped in the shadow dimensions because of him.
Fenrik's strategic evil would prove a match for any modern Doctor, and seeing his plan unfold across a season would make for a great story arc. Number 4. The Rutan Host. Everyone knows the Sontarans, clone soldiers engaged in an endless war. Fewer people are as familiar with their enemies, the Rutan Host. It's probably because they only appeared once in Doctor Who, and that needs to change.
Your mockery will end with your race.
Green blobs or jellyfish in their natural forms, the Rutans are shapeshifters, which makes them perfect infiltrators. The only time we see one, it manages to kill an entire lighthouse full of people by itself. It's about time the Rutans return, preferably opposite their foes, the Sontarans, and with the Doctor in the middle. Number 3. The Monk.
Coming, my son, coming!
The first Time Lord enemy to face the Doctor wasn't the Rani, or even the Master. It was the Monk. Unlike those who came after him, the Monk isn't particularly malicious or callous. Instead, he meddles with time for his own selfish ends, usually profit, though his grudge against the Doctor certainly plays a part.
Never interfere with the course of history.
And who says so?
While he only appears a few times on Doctor Who itself, expanded media has done a lot to flesh out his character, and it's about time he got his due again. The Monk is more of a bumbling comedic villain than most of the Doctor's rogues gallery, and that would make a refreshing change in the modern era of the programme.
I know you don't understand, but believe me, your ships will know they're there.
Number 2. Sutek.
Sutek, last of the Osirans.
An Egyptian-themed villain of considerable might. Kneel before the might of Sutek. Sutek is one of the Doctor's most formidable enemies. Despite being imprisoned, Sutek wields phenomenal telekinetic and telepathic abilities, enough to dominate even the Doctor's mind. At the height of his strength, he can devastate entire planets.
Any further insolence, Doctor, and I shall shred your nervous system into 1,000,000 fibers. Is that understood?
The last of the Osirans might have only appeared once, but Sutek left a considerable impression, thanks to his great design, incredible power, and silky, menacing voice. Sutek is just the kind of villain the Doctor needs to give them a real challenge, and just the kind of threat the show needs to keep the stakes high.
I shall crush this miserable world and hurl it into the outermost depths of space. My vengeance starts here.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Omega.
This is the source of the light stream you traveled along, and I created it!
One of the founders of Time Lord Society and an early pioneer in their mastery of time travel, Omega is an important figure in their history. However, after getting trapped in a universe composed entirely of antimatter, Omega not only lost his mind, he also lost his body, becoming a being of pure consciousness.
I know now that you cannot give me my freedom, but you can keep me company.
Powerful, tragic, and more than a little crazy, Omega has made several attempts to enter and/or destroy the universe from whence he came and reclaim some sort of body.
Too late, Doctor. What you offer is worse than death.
The Mad Time Lord has been out of the loop and off our screens for decades, and he's ripe for a return to have his revenge, or at least make another attempt at it. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.